The first question in this session for the ward candidates will go to David McCarthy, and we'll keep all of the ward people together in the answers so that people can kind of compare more easily, and then we'll kind of go back and forth. But so the first question is, why should a voter whose main concern is climate change choose you instead of your opponent? 90 seconds or less.
Can you say that again?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Why should a voter whose main concern is climate change choose you instead of your opponent? 90 seconds or less.
Thank you, Maggie. Dave McCarthy, running for Ward 1, for those who don't know me. What I've had over the years on my school committee career over the last 12 years was a baptism into the world of environmental issues. I was a big supporter of the solar panels that are on most of the schools that bring in, I think, 10% of the municipal load that is here in Quincy, which is about 2,000 homes. I'd love to keep moving that on and move with the definitely the LED program and see if that's successful, because that would also bring in another 8 to 10%. So I think my experience over the last 12 years, really over the last 5 or 6 solidly on the school committee, brought us into a vision of making sure that our schools and our public buildings were energy efficient. And the administration has been very supportive. One thing that I did talk about a little bit when I was up here a few years ago was some of the schools that are out there that do need some of their lighting and some of their issues, timers, to make sure that some of the lighting is turned down at night. A lot of times you go by some of our schools and they're lit up like a Christmas tree. So I want to make sure that gets more efficient. So I think my experience over the last number of years would be a reason to vote for Dave McCarthy.
First of all, thank you, CAND. This has been a really great night. I've really enjoyed the first half of this, and thank you all for being here. I think the answer to my question was kind of made by Dave here. I think Dave feels the administration is on the right track, doing enough. We just keep doing what they're doing, keep going down that road, and I don't feel that way. I'm scared to death of climate change. We have been too casual about it. Inconvenient truth is, I don't know, 15 years old now, 10 years old. How long is it going to take before we take it more seriously? So, in my opinion, the reason you should vote for me is because I'm going to take it a lot more seriously than the current administration. Thank you.
Joe. Hi, I'm Kirsten Hughes. I'm the Ward 5 counselor. Thanks to CAND for doing this again this cycle. It's always great to hear from the other candidates and to get together and get to talk to the folks. Simply put, I have voted in support of things that matter to CAND, that matter to activists in this neighborhood and in the city. For things that matter, that are going to make a difference. I voted for the largest expenditure of city resources in generations to combat flooding in Quincy, $20 million, engineering, redesigning drainage pump stations, improvements, dredging of Furnace Brook, cleaning that out. So I voted in support of that project, as well as several projects at the schools, at Bernazani, at Beechwood, in making sure that windows, that roofs, that lighting was all as energy efficient as possible, including supporting the LED street light conversion that's going on throughout the city. Particularly, I know there's some stuff going on right now down on Haviland Street, changing our street lights over to LED, more energy efficient lighting. And so along the way in these last 6 years, I have supported every initiative, asking the mayor to put electric cars in the city's fleet, something that I felt was necessary in order to help us here in the city to combat climate change, to work in a more energy efficient manner. So again, I would just say, why vote for me on this? Because I have voted for you. Thank you.
Okay. Is that okay? My name is Mike Hurley. I'm running for Ward 5. Thank you, CAND, for doing this. And why you should vote for me on climate change is, for the last 21 years, I've worked for Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection, where I am the chief of the data systems branch. I've worked on air programs, waste programs. I've worked on vehicle programs. I pretty much have spent my entire working career working on these issues. And for we were talking on earlier, is the issue of the composting. I was on the Quincy Recycling Commission, and I was eventually the chair of it when we did the Blue Bin Instant Win. So I have an entire career's worth of experience in these matters. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you to QCAM for having us. And as a city councilor, I would encourage Quincy to take certain actions. I want to know if the city has any vacant or underutilized parcels of land where we can increase our solar usage. We've done a good job getting them on our schools, but where else? What about our other public facilities? What about our parking lots? I think we need a broader plan to assess and identify where renewable energy sources are possible. And then there's new construction. With so many new buildings replacing aging public facilities, we need to really dive deep into figuring out if we're doing enough to make these buildings energy efficient, or even where possible, make them self-sufficient when it comes to energy. My wife tells me something as she was going to work this morning at 5 o'clock. Believe in the science. Believe in the science. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. My name is Ali Shaughnessy, and I'm running for Ward 6 Councilor as well. I guess as far as, why would they vote for me as opposed to voting for Mr. Harris? Or I guess the way I want to probably look at this is the the LED lighting conversion for the street lights. That was instituted in the State House about 12 or 13 years ago. And just this year, they started doing it here in Quincy. So I would have to ask, and I wonder, why did it take 12 years before they actually started the program here in Quincy? And I think it's a great idea, and I wish that 12 years ago we had done that as well. I wonder why we have, and I'm not 100% sure on this, and I'm sure I'll be corrected if I'm not. We have our new high school, and I'm not sure if it's LEED certified. And is it LEED certified? Is the Sterling School that is being built now, will that be LEED certified? Do we know? Yeah? Okay, I stand corrected. That's good. Good to hear. Let's have more of those. Maybe we can get a school built in Squantum, since it's the oldest school in the city, and that'll be LEED certified as well. Thank you.